heritage, the oldest nut brand in the U.S. I've never seen these before. I hear they're very rare. We rarely have them. They are the Ruby Chocolate Macadamia nuts. And macadamia nuts are expensive and you rarely see them. And I've never seen Ruby chocolate. So this is an exciting opportunity. You can have them shipped to you immediately or the week of December 9th. They are on sale. It works out to $21.50 per can because you're getting 2 of the 13-ounce cans. These make fantastic gifts, just over a $20 bill as a gift, or certainly for that charcuterie board we've been talking about, or just as a great snack when it is busy and you want to sit down and have a nice cup of Connemara Irish tea. These would be great with that as well, or a nice cup of coffee. M97413 is your item number. Jackie Grant is joining us. She's a food blogger, recipe creator, and she brings us Squirrel brand nuts, which, what is the year again? 1880?
1888. Yes,
88,
136
okay.
years. That's right. Hi, how are you?
It's so good to see you. I wish I had these in the studio because they look so delicious. And tell us about the Ruby chocolate.
Yes. So what you're seeing is you are seeing no artificial colors. This is the actual color of Ruby chocolate. It comes from the Ruby cocoa bean. And just like any other type of cocoa bean that's turned into chocolate, whether it's milk or it's dark, this is the Ruby cocoa bean, and we are using a special processing technique at Squirrel brand that's going to unlock that natural color, that natural ruby color, and that very luscious, creamy mouthfeel and flavor of the Ruby cocoa bean. And a lot of people describe it as creamy, luscious, and with berry undertones. So it's really something that should be tried to really be appreciated. A lot of people, most people I know have never tried Ruby chocolate before. So it turns into a conversation piece when you're serving it at your home for friends and family, or whether you're gifting it or sharing it with loved ones. It turns into a conversation piece because you get to try something new and something super exciting for the first time.
And that's the thing about gift giving. You want it to be personal, you want it to be fun, you want it to be unique, you want it to stand out.
Yes.
I think food is one of the best gifts. I know like the experience is there and gone, like you don't have something tangible afterwards, but those memories last way more than some other gift that,
so true.
I just, to be able to tell the story and to have that experience together, food really does bring people together. And then it almost like if you turned on your TV right now, you might think, what is that, like a toffee or something in the middle? That is a big, juicy macadamia nut.
That's a macadamia nut. And so macadamia nuts are actually, they only account for 1% of all tree nuts sourced worldwide. So they're very rare. They're very special. And if you've never tried a macadamia, it has a very buttery mouthfeel. It's like a very smooth, it's a very smooth taste. It almost like melts in your mouth. It's unlike any other kind of nut that you've tried. So you've got this super special, super rare type of nut. And then we're enrobing it in this very, very cool, very interesting Ruby chocolate this is the actual color of the chocolate. So amazing as a gift, especially if you have a foodie in your life or someone who really loves to try new things. This turns out to be such an amazingly memorable gift. Maybe you have someone who Ruby is their name or their birthstone, or just someone who loves the color pink. It can be for all kinds. And the flavor is just so delicious with those very understated berry undertones, no bitterness whatsoever, a very creamy type of chocolate, very, very indulgent. And I would say, and I always say with these Ruby macadamias, like most Squirrel brand products, I like go in by the handful, because they're just so good.
I know. You can't stop.
And, I know. And with these, I find that, a small handful, maybe 2 or 3, is super satisfying. So, let's say you've served some and you've shared some and you've gifted some and you really just want to keep a can for yourself, which you really should. I love enjoying a handful of these as a dessert. I'll put, 3 to 5 in a little dish and take it with me into the other room, watch my shows, have a little bit of me time. And they're just such that perfect bite at the end of the day that's just so indulgent and so satisfying.
Well, that's the thing. When you have good quality food, you don't need a ton of it. When it
It's
does
so
have
true.
such a richness, both the macadamia nut and the ruby chocolate have such a
Yes.
richness to them, you're not just like mindlessly eating. You're gonna enjoy that moment, you're gonna savor that moment, and then you're gonna be satisfied. And you didn't have too much sugar, you didn't have too much. They're
right.
big too. I mean,
They
like you
are.
said, 2 or 3, maybe 4 with a cup of coffee or a cup of tea
Cup of
would be
tea,
such a
yes.
nice treat.
I mean, think about, after a holiday meal, you're serving after dinner drinks, maybe an espresso martini with 2 or 3 ruby macadamias on the
Ooh, that
side for
sounds
each of your
good.
guests. A little fancy, a little elevated, but that's what the holidays are about. They're about doing something a little bit special, something that we don't do all the other times of year. And this is just like, it makes a really, really beautiful conversation piece. It makes a really beautiful and thoughtful gift. Definitely memorable.
Absolutely, you can tell the Squirrel brand story, which, I mean, all of the history in this brand. Tell us a little bit about that.
Sure. So we are the oldest registered nut brand in the U.S. We have been around, like you said, since 1888. And we went back then when our founder was just delivering our nuts in horse and buggy. And before all these fabulous recipes came, it was really just about the quality of our nuts, the sourcing and the production of our nuts. And our nuts are grown in places of the world where there are very little winters, lots and lots of sunlight, and then we are processing them in small batches, always dry roasting. So what does that mean? Dry roasted nut means it's not processed with any oil or any water. So we really are allowing that real true flavor of the nut to come through. And then in this recipe, for instance, we are coating it in this super amazing and exclusive
Ruby chocolate. If someone's
ruby
just joining us,
chocolate.
tell us about the experience we'll have with the ruby chocolate. And that is no added color. That is the color of the chocolate.
It's the color of the chocolate. And what I love when I first serve this, for people who have never tried it before, I'll say, close your eyes and tell me what you taste. And we'll kind of like do a little taste test, right? Because you don't want them to be influenced by the color. And so we'll kind of do a taste test, and people have said, I taste berry, or I taste a little bit of vanilla, or it sort of tastes like a cross between milk. It's not milk chocolate, but it's not dark chocolate. It's, it's ruby. That's the only way we can describe it. And it really needs to be tasted to be truly appreciated. It's something special. It's something you've never had before. And that's why I think it makes such a great gift, because it is so very unique and special. Yes.
And you're gifting an experience that you've probably never had before unless you've tried these. Is this something that we only bring around this time of year? God, I've never seen them before.
It's around this time of year, and it's exclusive to QVC.
Oh,
and let me tell you also, Terry, can I share with you how it's going to look when it comes to you? So when your ruby chocolate comes to you, it's going to have a freshness seal on it. It's going to look a lot like a coffee can. If you can keep this freshness seal intact, your ruby macadamias are going to be good for 1 year from the pack date, and we're going to give you the pack date on the bottom of the can. So let's just say, you've gone through the holidays, you've gifted, you've shared, you've kept some for yourself, which you definitely should, and you find yourself after the holidays with a couple of cans left. That's okay, because your product is going to stay fresh well into the new year. It's going to be good for you for Valentine's Day. It's going to be good for you for Easter. All those fun holidays. Can you imagine these on Valentine's Day?
Oh, Valentine's Day would be perfect. And I'm thinking they're so festive. If you did do a charcuterie board, you could have 3 on the side and do a little bit of greenery, and it would look like the little berries. Like little holly berries.
Yes, so perfect. Great on a dessert board or whatever it is that you're serving. I mean, you really just can't go wrong. That's why I always say, like, this is a good thing to stock up on. I like to keep them on a little table by our front door, because you're going out, you're going to gift exchanges, you're going to cookie exchanges, you're doing all these things during the holiday season. This is a bow and go type of
100%.
gift.
So
the can
unique.
itself is so pretty,
and it works
so it's
out
like
to
stick a bow on it
and go. $21.50. It's right under that, right around the $20, $25 gift limit, and would be perfect for like a white elephant party or one of those, or a Secret Santa. 97413. Thank you so much, Jackie. Good to see you.
Good to see you too. Thanks for having me.
All right, coming up in just a few minutes, these are adorable.